What's going on, guys? What's going on, Tech Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, the Storm Aces game is is not going to be investigated, and I have some mixed feelings about this. And I'm going to say this first: nobody's perfect. But there's so much hate in the world. The hate needs to stop. The hatefulness needs to stop. Needs to stop. Because these WNBA players, all they want to do is ball out, hit easy money buckets, get easy money buckets. That's all they want to do is get easy money buckets. And it's hard to see how the W's season has started off by Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark going at the first game, and how Angel Reese reacted. And let me say this: at the end of the day, these players are human. These WNBA players, these NBA players, these NFL players, soccer players, the list goes on and on. These players are human like us. And we need to realize that. We need to realize that everybody has emotions. Everybody has emotions. And if you don't realize that, and if you don't like what my take is about this, I'm okay with that. Because I'm going to talk about on this channel what I want to talk about. And I support the WNBA. I want to see these WNBA players get paid more. They deserve to get paid more. But the thing is, with these games having to be investigated, with these games, what these players have to go through, isn't right. It isn't right for what these players have to go through. Because we seen the first game, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, a rematch. And a rivalry in the making. And we're going to see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, this rivalry, over and over again for years to come. But the way that the WNBA season has started, it isn't that isn't the right way to go for the W. For them to feel like upset and sad that these games are getting investigated. And I get it, everybody has their own opinion. But the hate needs to stop. The hate needs to stop. The hatefulness needs to stop. The criticism needs to stop. And there's just so much hate in the world, man, and so much meanness in the world. It needs to stop. If you don't have nothing nice for those that are mean and angry and are hating, y'all need to stop. Because these players, anybody, hasn't hurt your feelings. Nobody hasn't hurt your feelings. And people like to pick sides now. On the first game of what happened between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And that was the first game to get investigated. And now this game had to get investigated, which it's not going to be investigated. But you say in your own estimation that you're picking sides. Like, this needs to stop. The hate needs to stop. The being jealous of somebody needs to stop. Being mean to somebody needs to stop. This is so crazy what we're seeing these players have to go through. So crazy. Because, and so not good to watch because these WNBA players, all they want to do is ball and hit easy money buckets and get easy money buckets and play the game of basketball. And if you don't like the WNBA, just don't watch it. Because if you're going to put so much hate on what these WNBA players are doing, or how they react, or how they talk trash, or how the game is for them, don't give your honest opinion on that. Because it's too hard for me to see how hard these players play in the W. And they're not getting the respect that they're not getting so much respect that they want to get. They deserve all the respect. And if you agree with my take, if you don't agree with my take, like I said before, okay. But this has to stop, man. Nobody, if you don't like nobody hurt your feelings. They didn't hurt your feelings. This goes for everybody. Because if somebody didn't hurt your feelings, you don't need to be mean to them. You don't need to be angry at them. What these players have to go through, they're not getting paid that much. Which the WNBA needs to get paid. These players in the W needs to get paid. It's not good to see all the criticism, all the hate that these players are getting. Like Angel Reese. Angel Reese doesn't deserve that. None of these players in the WNBA deserves this. They don't. They 100% don't deserve the hate that they're getting, and that their games have to be investigated for no reason at all, just because some are hating on the W, saying that their game isn't the same. They don't understand why. If you don't understand why, don't pay attention to the W. Don't pay attention to it. Because these players, all they want to do is ball. And now that we're seeing the Storm and Aces game getting investigated, and like there is their game is probably not going to be investigated. This is crazy. This needs to stop. The hate needs to stop. The criticism needs to stop. The hatefulness needs to stop. These players 100% don't deserve this. Because now players like Caitlin Clark, like Angel Reese, are speaking out about it. And when a superstar like a Caitlin Clark, like a Angel Reese, speaks out about what's going on, this definitely needs to stop. This 100% needs to stop because of what these players have to go through right now during the season, how they're not getting paid more. Everything that these players in the W has been through and overcome. These players have overcame a lot. And you're saying that some want to say it's Angel Reese's fault, which it's not. Angel Reese is a good player. And I do think after Angel Reese apologizing to Fever fans, she deserves her flowers that she apologized, and more effect that she apologized. Because this is not supposed to happen. But this is what we're seeing in the world today. This is what we're seeing. And it needs to stop because you should not be able to choose a side. It needs to stop, man. Because honestly, like, these players need to get paid more. These players need to be able to play basketball. If you don't like seeing Angel Reese breaking records, Caitlin Clark breaking records, A'ja Wilson breaking records, Breanna Stewart, you should not be able to you should not be able to hate on what these players are doing. Because these players, what they have done, they opted out of their current contract. They opened up the season. They don't have to go through this. They don't have to go through what they're going through. Because it's not right to see something like this in the world or in the game of basketball. It's just not right. Because here's my next point. If we see another game like this being investigated or being reviewed or being some type of way, I'm still going to talk about the WNBA. I'm still going to be talking about how much these players need to get paid more. I'm still going to be giving respect to what these WNBA players are doing on the court. This is something that is getting out of hand. This has to stop. This 100% has to stop, man. Because we don't want to see a game get investigated. We don't want to see players be upset. We don't want to see players be down and go out and play and be upset just because a game has to be investigated or a game has to be canceled. I am still going to support the WNBA. If you really don't agree with what I'm saying, okay. If you agree with what I'm saying, then you totally get what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, these players are human. They're people too. They have emotions. We don't have to look at these players as that are good at what they do, because everybody's good at something that they do. You need to appreciate these WNBA players, these NBA players, these NFL players. Like, I get everybody has their own opinion. But my thing about this is that you do not want to have, if you were in this situation and you were getting so much, if you were in their shoes and you were getting so much what these players are dealing with, you wouldn't like it one bit. And I don't get why we have to investigate. There is investigating going on since the first game. And Angel Reese apologized. Angel Reese spoke out about it. Caitlin Clark spoke out about it. There's just so much hate and so much hatefulness in this world that needs to stop. We, as we need to stop this. We need to stop looking at these players and look at it and say they're human too, just like us. Because we all make mistakes. And it's not good to criticize or hate on somebody or something because at the end of the day, we're seeing two games now getting investigated because of something, of other people talking how they don't like the W. We have to stop hating. We have to realize that these players are human. They have emotions. This is just not that the Storm's Aces game now has to be investigated. And I hope it's not that bad to investigate. Because I do think sometimes us as fans, us as basketball fans, or us as whatever as fans that watch the game, sometimes we get a little too crazy. We get a little too out of hand. And we don't realize that these players are human. I realize that these players are human. They go out there and ball These players need to get paid more. This has to stop. This can't be a current thing where you're where you're not where you're just criticizing or hating on somebody or on a team or on something just because of how they reacted or how their emotions, how they reacted. It's getting, this is getting out of hand. It doesn't seem like, to me, like with all that these players are doing, they stop going overseas. They stop playing overseas. They have a free on free league. They opted out of their current contract. They they opted out of their current contract. And now you're saying that these players, these games for the W, are getting investigated just because of one play for the first game ever in the regular season? That doesn't make no sense to me. But guys, stay blessed, everybody, and I hope all of you guys are safe out there.